Okay, so my name's James. I'm here today to talk to you guys about a tool I recently purchased about 6 months ago. This is a inexpensive, generic, made in China jackhammer, purchased on Amazon last March. And as many of you may know, the Chinese jackhammers, the generic ones, are considerably less expensive than the ones you commonly find in the United States. The Bosch, Hitachi, DeWalt, quality tools that are around 35 pounds are going to roughly put you back about $1,000, give or take. This one I had delivered to my house for just $145, considerably less money. When I received the tool looked just fine. There weren't any significant defects with the tool. I did notice the plastic case that this tool comes in. I had several cracks. The plastic was a really cheap plastic. It's not like the, I guess, impact resistant plastic that you see the other name brand units come in, which can tend to take a few hits here and there, and they tend to hold up just fine. This one they had was made out of some really cheap plastic that just, if you hit it, it would crack. The 6 months that I've had this tool, it cracked in a number of places. There are wheels on the bottom of this case as well. The wheels started to crack. And, so the case definitely isn't designed to hold up for very long. I want to emphasize, as I use this tool over the last 6 months, overall the performance was extremely good. The tool had plenty of power. It says it's rated for 2200 watts. I don't know if that's accurate or not. But in terms of the amount of force that it had, I could break up as much as 8-inch thick concrete with it and get through that, and it did it without any problems. So the tool had plenty of power. The issues that I ran into with, though, as I was utilizing this tool, one thing you'll notice is that the tool, when you purchase these, they come with Allen keys, and you will need to keep those. The chuck head on this tool has these Allen bolts that hold the head in place. Those bolts come off maybe once every hour, and you heard me right, I said once every hour. So after every hour of use, I'd stop the tool and make sure all the fasteners were tight again. On the better tools, you typically will see that these bolts have like a spring on them to help you make sure that the fastener doesn't just fall off. This less expensive tool does not have that. So instead you're going to have to go and tighten down those fasteners every hour. I also noticed that quite a bit of oil does come out of this head as it's being used. There's a place here at the bottom where you check the oil level. You typically use 30 or 40 weight oil and refill it into there. Had to refill it probably once every 2 hours of use. I'd check it and add about an ounce of oil to keep it going. That wasn't unreasonable. It was fine. It's something I could definitely keep on. You definitely want to make sure to maintain that oil level, or else the tool will start to lose power, and eventually I'm sure it would probably die if it did not have enough oil in it. Like I said, the tool had plenty of power. It performed extremely well over the last 6 months. I was using it on a construction job last week. I put a shovel bit on the end of this thing, and I was using it for breaking up some clay soil. The tool started to lose power, and all of a sudden started to slow down, and then it eventually just quit and wouldn't start again. I went ahead and pulled the motor out here and pulled the handle off and inspected everything. Didn't notice any significant defects. The brushes were still fine. There was some dirt in there, which may very well have been my fault. I went and cleaned all the dirt out, put it back together again, and it would not start again. So I'm thinking I'll probably throw away this tool now. I'd say, as I said before, this tool performed extremely well. I probably got about 50 hours of actual runtime out of this tool before I finally quit. So you'll need to keep in mind and decide whether renting the tool or purchasing a high quality jackhammer is for you. Certainly, I think that since I do rent the Jackhammer, it costs about $70–$80 a day for a decent jackhammer. Probably only get like 4 or 5 hours of use out of a day. So when you do the math, I definitely got my money's worth out of this thing, considering that it was only $145. The person who uses jackhammers every day for years and years probably does not want to buy this tool, in light of the fact that it's not anywhere near as long-lived as a name brand jackhammer. But I would say for the regular homeowner, for the person that maybe uses a jackhammer a couple of times a month, it may very well be worth the money, and it will perform well. But like I said, it's definitely not a long-lived tool, and does require some additional maintenance. So I hope that information is helpful. I might just buy another one again, as opposed to paying $1,000. I hope that information was helpful to you guys, and hope you have a good day.